So guys, I come from a family where the only vice is that they love their liquor. Actually, that's putting it mildly. They worship the bottle. And so our family gatherings are always coloured in heated fights, lots of swearing. But by the end of each evening, the most phenomenal thing happens. We are all gathered by the fire and, as the saying goes, singing Kumbaya. Now I am down to my haunches here, and the best way I can truly express myself is by going back home, and that is in die lewe almal is met 'n bottel gebore. Ons is gebore met 'n titi bottel, maar my oupa is met 'n bottel Regulus en 'n bottel wyn en 'n bottel brandewyn gebore. En nou verstaan ek wat die seeplappe in my familie vandaan kom. Nou ek weet julle is nie Afrikaans, but simply translated is that we are all born with a titty bottle, but my oupa was born with a bottle of brandy in his hand. Now, how many of you guys have heard the saying, a drunk man tells no tales? Well, I was this close to thinking that the brandy, which was my opa's only medicine, had really cooked his brain. Now, 10 years ago, I did not listen to my opa because I believed at the time he was just making the most irritating noise. However, it was when I was lying in a drunken stupor in the streets of Kempton Park that my opa's voice came piercing through my ears 10 times louder than what I had heard it before. And this, I must add, was the most trying and painful season of my life. Now, this prompted me to have a deep introspection, and ultimately, the lessons that my drunk opa taught me became the driving force behind the person that I am today. Now, that was a quick scope about where I come from. Let's get to the lessons may opa and may geleerd. Lesson uno. Respect every individual you come across. It does not matter if they live at the bottom of a gutter or elicit a rancid smell. A person is human first before they are tagged with the label. Plus, to add on to that, as the old saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover, but by its contents. And I feel strongly about this. I was in the streets. And before I move on to the next point, my heart is telling me that I'm doing my friends a favor by saying that if you don't humble yourself or show respect, life will grab you by the scruff of your neck, give you a good right hook, and when you're down, kick you until you're battered and bruised. And trust me, mate, you're not gonna look pretty. And when you think that life is done with you, he, she, the universe will come back and go. But anyway. Lesson 2. Always do the right thing even when nobody is looking at you. And that, my girl at the back there, build something in you that you cannot purchase at any shop in the world. And that's character and integrity. Lesson 3. Use up every opportunity to serve others, because by serving you build influence. And ultimately work your way up towards the most powerful tool an individual can have, and that's leadership. Moving on to the next point, have a clear vision for your life. Because by doing that, you activate an invincible compass, clearly pointing you to where there are blissful opportunities. I believe the next point applies to each and every one of us. If you have African time in your vocabulary in 2018, just know that you have smashed into a window of complacency. Trust me, African time in 2018 does not exist in the real world, mate. Start seeing failure as an opportunity to doing things better the next day, and that, guys, is simply called resiliency. Lastly, and I implore you to grab this with your hearts, right? And go out there and make an impenetrable difference in society. And that is to make excellence a habit and strive to be the top 1%. I will close by saying that it boggles me to hear people say, think outside the box, think outside the box, think outside the box. Now, that's the most cliched expression I have ever heard. And also, what the heck does that even mean? Now, what I say, what I, Gielman Matthias, say, and you guys can quote me on this, is that tear that box up, mate. Thank you, guys. So guys, 8 high schools later, that marks the end of our high school tour. Lessons my drunk opa taught me was one way that I gave back to my community to help youngsters not make the same mistakes that I made. Now we're moving into the corporate sector. And I'm hoping that everybody can come out and support Wake Up and Smell the Cuppacino and the team, because we have been working as hard as we can to give you the greatest of content. Remember, I'm Gielman Matthias, #Mr. Motivation Made Practical.